Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try, success just slips through your fingers, like you're running on a treadmill, exhausted but going nowhere? What if I told you that 99% of people fail, not because they're not doing enough, but because they're focusing on the wrong things entirely?
It's a harsh reality, but one that holds a profound truth. Our conventional approaches to achievement often lead us astray, trapping us in cycles of frustration and unfulfilled potential. Today, we're diving deep into the Inversion Secret, a counterintuitive approach that flips failure on its head. This isn't some newfangled trend. It's a timeless strategy rooted in wisdom from some of history's greatest minds. Even billionaire investor Charles Munger, Warren Buffett's right-hand man, swore by inversion, thinking to solve complex problems. Instead of asking, "How do I succeed?" Munger would invert the question to, "What could go wrong?" This simple reversal allowed him to build one of the most successful investment empires in history by anticipating and avoiding pitfalls before they arose. But Munger isn't alone in this philosophy. Ancient Stoic thinkers like Seneca and Marcus Aurelius employed similar inversion techniques in their pursuit of a virtuous life. Seneca, the Roman philosopher and statesman, often advised inverting one's fears. "We suffer more in imagination than in reality," he wrote, urging people to confront what could go wrong to diminish its power. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, inverted daily challenges by focusing on what he could control and avoiding the traps of external chaos. These ideas echo through time, from Stoicism to modern business titans, proving that inversion isn't just a tactic, it's a mindset for extraordinary living. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see how this simple shift can unlock an extraordinary life for you. We'll explore not just the theory, but real-world applications, historical examples, and actionable steps to integrate inversion into your daily routine. Imagine transforming your struggles into stepping stones, all by changing how you frame your questions. Picture this. You're at a crossroads in life, map in hand, but every path seems to lead to more confusion. That's exactly how I felt a few years back, chasing every shiny opportunity that came my way. New business ventures, networking events, you name it, only to end up burned out, unfulfilled, and questioning everything. I was doing all the right things, hustling harder, saying yes to more, pushing for perfection, but it wasn't until I discovered the Inversion Secret that everything changed. Suddenly, instead of forcing my way forward through sheer willpower, I started avoiding the pitfalls that were holding me back. It was like clearing fog from a windshield. Clarity emerged, and progress followed naturally. Inspired by thinkers like Munger, who used inversion to build empires by dodging disasters, this method asks you to reverse your thinking entirely. Instead of the typical, "How do I achieve my goals?" you flip it to, "What would guarantee failure, and how do I avoid it?" It's like being the captain of a ship. Rather than obsessing over the perfect route to treasure, you first steer clear of the icebergs that could sink you. This approach draws from Stoic wisdom too. Epictetus, and another key Stoic philosopher, taught that true freedom comes from distinguishing what is in our control and inverting our focus away from what isn't. By applying this, I've not only avoided burnout, but also created space for meaningful achievements. In this video, we'll explore 5 powerful inversions that can transform your journey. Each one comes with real stories, historical insights, and practical steps you can take today. And trust me, the 5th one, it's a game changer that even surprised me when I applied it in my own life, leading to breakthroughs I never anticipated. Remember, this is your inner compass recalibrating. Let's start with the first. Invert overcommitment. Avoid saying yes to everything. Imagine your life as a backpack on a long hike. Overpacking it with every little thing weighs you down until you can't enjoy the view, let alone reach the summit. This metaphor hits home because overcommitment is one of the silent killers of potential. We live in a world that glorifies busyness, but as Munger often pointed out, it's not the things you do that matter, but the things you decide not to do. By inverting, We identify what drains us and eliminate it proactively. I learned this the hard way in my early career. I said yes to every project, social invite, and side hustle, thinking it would lead to success. Instead, it led to exhaustion, missed family moments, and a nagging sense of resentment. It wasn't until I audited my commitments that I realized I was spreading myself too thin, diluting my energy across too many fronts. Charles Munger applied inversion here masterfully, advising to invert, always invert, by spotting what could lead to ruin. But let's draw from the Stoics for deeper authority. Seneca warned against the dangers of overcommitment in his letters, noting that it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. He inverted by focusing on essential pursuits, avoiding the trivial that fragments our time. Similarly, Marcus Aurelius inverted his imperial duties by prioritizing what truly aligned with virtue, delegating or declining the rest to maintain his inner peace. So do you see flip it? Ask yourself, what commitments would guarantee burnout? Then start declining. For example, next time a non-essential meeting pops up, politely say, "Thanks, but I'll pass to focus on my priorities." I did this by auditing my calendar weekly, cutting out low-value tasks, like unnecessary emails or filler social events, and suddenly had space for what mattered, like writing that book I'd dreamed about for years. This creates breathing room, doesn't it? To make it practical, try the hell yes or no rule, popularized by entrepreneur Derek Sivers. If it's not a resounding yes, it's a no. Combine this with a Stoic practice like journaling your daily commitments at night, inverting to see which ones you'd regret on your deathbed. Over time, this builds a life of intentionality where quality trumps quantity. 2. Invert perfectionism. Steer clear of paralysis by analysis. What if chasing perfection is the very thing keeping you stuck? Think of it like a ship captain so obsessed with the ideal course that he never leaves the harbor. Meanwhile, storms brew, and opportunities sail by. Perfectionism paralyzes us, turning potential action into endless deliberation. A friend of mine, an aspiring artist, spent years tweaking her first painting, inverting every detail until she never shared it with the world. Her talent withered in isolation because she couldn't let go of the need for flawlessness. This is a common trap. As psychologist Carol Dweck's research on growth mindsets shows, fixed mindsets chase perfection, while growth mindsets embrace progress. Drawing from Munger's wisdom, who inverted business decisions by asking what would cause failure, like overanalyzing markets until opportunities vanished, we can look to Stoic philosopher Epictetus. He inverted perfectionism by teaching, don't demand that things happen as you wish, but wish that they happen as they do happen, and you will go on well. This flips the script from unattainable ideals to accepting and improving reality. Try this. Identify what good enough looks like and move forward. For instance, if you're starting a blog, set a timer for 30 minutes per post and publish, imperfections and all. I inverted my own writing process by focusing on avoiding endless edits. Now I release work faster and learn from real feedback, iterating as I go. Albert Einstein, another inversion thinker, famously said, "If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it?" He embraced imperfect experiments to achieve breakthroughs. You'll be amazed how momentum builds when you release the grip of perfection. Start small. Next project. Aim for 80% done and ship it. Track your progress in a journal, noting how inversion frees you from analysis paralysis. Oh, and if these insights are resonating, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It's your way to get weekly nudges that keep distractions at bay and your inner journey on track. 3. Invert distractions. Eliminate what pulls you off course. Distractions are like weeds in a garden. If you don't pull them, they choke out the flowers of your potential. In our hyper-connected world, it's easier than ever to get derailed. I once let social media notifications derail my days, scrolling endlessly instead of pursuing my goals. Remember that time I shared about pruning my digital life? It was inversion in action, asking, what habits would ensure I never reach my potential? and cutting them out ruthlessly. Munger used this to avoid bad investments by inverting to spot risks first, focusing on what could derail long-term success. Turning to the Stoics, Seneca inverted distractions in his essay on the shortness of life, advising to guard one's time like a precious resource. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. Marcus Aurelius practiced daily inversion by reflecting on distractions in his journal, choosing focus over fleeting pleasures. Apply it. Audit your phone for apps that waste time. Delete 3 right now, like I did with mindless games, and replace with focused blocks using tools like the Pomodoro technique, 25 minutes work, 5-minute break. For deeper impact, incorporate a Stoic evening review. At day's end, invert by asking, what distractions pulled me off course today, and how will I avoid them tomorrow? A real-world example, tech entrepreneur Cal Newport, author of Deep Work, inverts distractions by scheduling distraction-free zones, leading to prolific output. By doing this, I've reclaimed hours for creative pursuits, turning potential into reality. Let's keep going. The next inversions get even more powerful. 4. Invert negative self-talk. Dodge the trap of self-sabotage. Your inner voice can be your worst enemy if you let it whisper doubts, like a faulty compass leading you astray into storms of self-doubt. I battled this during a tough career transition, constantly telling myself I'd fail, which almost made it a self-fulfilling prophecy. Negative self-talk erodes confidence, turning minor setbacks into insurmountable barriers. Flipping it with inversion, inspired by how Munger inverted problems to find robust solutions, we ask, what thoughts would guarantee misery? Then replace them. Epictetus mastered this, stating, and it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. He inverted self-sabotage by focusing on rational responses over emotional turmoil. Modern thinker Viktor Frankl, in Man's Search for Meaning, inverted his Holocaust experiences by choosing his attitude, turning despair into purpose. Try journaling 3 positive affirmations daily, like, I am capable of growth, which I did to rebuild confidence. A real example. My neighbor turned her anxiety around by inverting her fears, focusing on what could go right instead, and landed her dream job after years of hesitation. Research from positive psychology, like Martin Seligman's work, supports this. Inverting negative narratives builds resilience. Make it a habit. When doubt creeps in, invert by listing 3 evidences of your past successes. It's transformative, right? This shift not only dodges self-sabotage but cultivates an inner ally. 5. Invert short-term gratification. Avoid the pitfalls of instant rewards. Finally, the one that surprised me most. Chasing quick wins often leads to long-term losses, like eating junk food for instant energy only to crash later. In my 20s, I chased fast money schemes, inverting nothing until I lost savings. A painful lesson in delayed consequences, echoing Munger's inversion strategy in investing, where he avoided hype by asking what would bankrupt him. We turned to Stoic endurance. Seneca inverted gratification in his writings. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. He advocated for voluntary discomfort to build resilience. Psychologist Walter Mischel's famous marshmallow test demonstrates this. Children who delayed gratification achieved greater success later in life. Flip it. Delay gratification by setting avoidance rules, like no impulse buys under $50 without a 24-hour wait. I applied this by saving for experiences over gadgets, building a travel fund that led to life-changing adventures, from hiking in the Alps to cultural immersions that expanded my worldview. For authority, consider investor Ray Dalio, who inverts short-term temptations in his principles for success, focusing on long-term compounding. Start with small wins. Invert a daily habit, like skipping dessert for a week, and watch discipline grow. This builds true resilience, paving the way for that extraordinary life. So, there you have it. The inversion secret isn't about doing more. It's about wisely avoiding what breaks you down. By flipping your perspective, like Munger did to amass wisdom and wealth, and the Stoics to achieve inner peace. You clear the path to an extraordinary life, one insightful step at a time. Remember, your inner compass is always there, guiding you back to yourself. If any of these inversions hit home, drop a comment below. Which one are you going to apply first, and why? Your story could inspire someone else's journey. And if you're ready for more revelations like this, subscribe now and hit the bell. It'll keep you on track with weekly guides to self-discovery. See you in the next video, where we'll explore hidden signs your intuition is trying to tell you something big.